So for the last few days, this agentic AI OpenClaw, which used to be Moltbot and Claude bot, has been in the news. It's exploding over the internet everywhere. So today on the weekend, I thought I would just put some time and talk about some of the stuff where if you are an enterprise and if you work at your workplace, what should you be doing and what should you not be doing it? Because although we see there's a lot of powerful control and options available here in this agentic AI, it's capable of doing a lot of stuff. But I want to dive deeper into that. Then, what are the pros and cons of doing that? I've seen social media has exploded and people everywhere talking about it. People even gone crazy to buy Mac Mini book for that and all that stuff. So let's take a look into this and see where is the most use case. Of course, innovation is there, it's powerful, automation is there. You want to leverage that, but that should not come at the cost of your privacy, your data. It's a tax season. You might have W-2s, your financial mortgage, all those information on your day-to-day computer. If you are deploying it or using it at your computer, you think you can delete your junk emails from Gmail from the last 5 years, 10 years. So I think you're making a mistake at the cost of your losing your data. So that should not be the criteria. At the same time, if you work for an organization where you do not have an endpoint managed devices where you do not control your employees, where they can go and install everything from the internet, that's the biggest problem. I see a lot of SMBs, and I can see a huge problem with the SMBs and IT guys there who are going to install and play around with that. Guess what? Your data will be on the internet. All your company's information, sales information, financial workbook, accounting, bookkeeping, you name it, right? So again, it is highly suggested not to use it until unless you have a specific control. As I said, I'm not saying innovation is not good. Innovation is good, but you need to know what you're getting into. And what are the workarounds, which I will just show you and give you some idea and tips. And you let your IT people and who are eager to use agentic AI, who wants to make automation and all. I totally get that. And why not, right? So that's something I am also planning on using it myself. In my previous video, I also offered talk about some of the SaaS company. They are also offering the solution. But let's look into that and see what level of access and what does it do. That's important. And when it says what does it do, those are the critical, or I would say I use dangerous control for this agentic AI, which you can see what it does. Or it's very highly risky because it runs on your machine, but it does not run on your machine. It has full access system, the one I just showed you here. Full access system means you are giving your access to this. And what it comes to the enterprise and security frameworks and control, we talk about NIST and all that. They all talk about any application, any API or something like this should have access control, identity and access management, authentication, role-based access, need to know. But here you're giving the full access, which is a root level access, admin level access. It's the same access you have on your computer. But then it's running 24/7, so you don't know what's doing in the background, right? It might be exfiltrating your data. Like, how are you going to monitor that? So we're still learning about this product. Although it's offer a lot of automation where you can just run it 24/7. It will go and clean up your mailbox. It can write email. It can send you the message on Telegram. You can just control it from there. But there is no middle layer. It's just running on the computer itself, and it has full access. Mean if you're using one Windows, it has a kernel level access on your computer. So is your do you have any endpoint EDR which can stop this? Like, are you really looking into how you're going to protect against prompt injection? Any vulnerabilities which has been found already? It uses a clear text and all that. So there are a lot of vulnerabilities. So product idea is good. I'm thinking as a startup, agentic AI. This is sort of a startup idea. It's pretty good, pretty awesome, but it does not have the security control. Although in the documentation it is mentioned, you can go one by one. For you can turn on auditing, you can turn on logging, you can specifically give access to the folders and directories. But that's the job of a techie person. Not everybody can just go and do it. I've seen so many content creators, social media people, non-techie people for automation. They just want to use it. They are going to buy a Mac mini book. If you look at on the internet, on YouTube, people are doing it, but they are not tech people. and they just wanted to show you the productivity and automation piece of that. So, but they're giving full access. So, giving full access is just like, it can scan even whole network at your home, which you would not know. Like if I go on a Windows or a Linux or a Unix machine on my computer with my access, I can access my whole home network. And if I'm in a company, I would be able to do the same. So if I'm giving this application agentic AI same level of access, it's vulnerable, and I don't know what's going in the backend, and somebody can prompt inject this AI agent, then my whole network is exposed. That's the security, the flaw itself. So you don't want to run in your enterprise, for example. When I say the enterprise, you don't have to work for a company, which I've been doing like for the last 10 years or plus, which where have a large enterprises, 100,000, 200,000 people, right? Where managed devices, you literally cannot install anything. But I've seen, as I said, in SMB businesses, or you're a law firm or something along where you deal with those, and you have 50 employees or 500 or 1,000, maybe 5,000 people, where you have only 4 or 5 people working in IT, right? Even that case, you have all these issues of full access system. If you go to NIST website, you can find out the controls. So you have to follow those practices. If you go to OWASP top 10, Palo Alto put the article there in the OWASP that it has a lot of vulnerabilities, and I put in my video. So look at it's connecting with all WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, all these integration it has, but it does not come secure. How you're going to monitor the APIs and everything, and people, they have, it's been featured, which I totally get it, but if you have to go to the documentation and really understand, so there are different ways to do it, best practices there, but again, for any business or enterprise, small businesses, it's not feasible to run it the way you want to do it. You can try Cloudflare. They launched Worker, or let me just pull it up for you. They came up with Cloudflare Moltbot, or Worker War Moltbot. So they also came up with, which I'm showing on the screen, a self-hosted. It's a SaaS product, Molt Worker, which is a container-based thing, which you can of course go and use it. It costs $5 per month. It's an isolated environment, and then you want to make sure you set up a separate new Gmail, not your everyday working Gmail. It may have some sensitive information about yourself. Same thing, if you want to connect with Telegram, then set up a new Telegram for that. Don't just use your everyday Telegram account, or Slack, or Microsoft Team, whichever the case it is. People, what I've seen, learn from the videos on the internet, on social media, people are using it for communication with teams and all that. But again, but once you give full access, you don't know what you're dealing with. So those things there, or you may want to consider a separate computer in a sandbox environment on a virtual machine at your home, but still it will have access. It can scan your network, in my opinion. And you may set up some virtual machines in Azure environment, or GCP, or AWS, where you can set up just a small VM, and let it run, and then integrate with whatever the large language model you wanted to use, because it's require you to connect one of the LLM model, which is people are using Anthropic, or you can use OpenAI. Hey, this bird is keep talking. So you can do with llama free version of LLM model. So there are different options available, but you got to use one of the LLM model, and LLM model is fetching the information. So once the information is into the LLM model, imagine that, right? There's no undo and delete button. So if, as an enterprise, in my opinion, there is no one good checklist is available where you can just do or follow. But if you're interested, I will publish something where you have to look at the control, as I mentioned. If I come back to this, full system access is definitely a real issue, not at the system level. It has an issue with data leak, data protection, and all that. Identity and access control issues there. Browser control, if you give access to the browser, it has application level control and all that, and integration with all these things available with Slack, Twitter is an API. So there are layer 7 API, load balancer, and application web app proxy, and all that available. So you can leverage those in an enterprise, which can detect prompt injection, which can detect all malicious code and everything on the layer 7. But again, question remains the same. Even if it detects everything, you have given the full permission to access your computer. You have given full permission to Google account. So this is the concept of they were talking about here is MCP. So you may want to leverage MCP from third party where it will not have direct access to Gmail. It will connect the MCP server from MCP. It will connect to your Gmail and everything. So there are different thought processes. I'll try if I can come up, but those are the ideas I wanted to share. And before you want to use it in your enterprise, in my opinion, this product is not enterprise. This product is not even ready for any serious business because it has a lot of loops and gaps and security holes. People putting some comments on my YouTube, is as it can be dangerous. Then electricity is dangerous, gas is dangerous, but Tesla and these electric car are dangerous. But they go through the compliance check. Elon Musk sending, got approval for Tesla and self drives. It has gone through the compliance check. A lot of testing has done. Self-driving car, what we see on the road, does not go and hit somebody, right? And we still see one of those cases. We have seen Tesla burned on the highways. I've seen myself here in New Jersey, but there are 1 out of 100,000 case. But here, this product is totally vulnerable. So you cannot really just justify and compare that. Hey, innovation is always dangerous. No, it's not. If you have electricity at your home, it is controlled. It's not burning down your houses and everything. You cannot just do it. There are safety and precautionary steps and guidelines. Same with the gas. It comes through the controlled environment. Otherwise, gas is not open in the air and you just use the lighter. It can blow up everything, right? It comes through the pipes and everything is very well secured, and weather and temperature does not any impact on those. Same with the electric wiring and everything. But if somebody is comparing this product and giving an example from this, I mean, you got to go and think about it. You cannot justify like that. So again, I'm not saying it's not a good product. I'm not saying against any innovation. It's pretty good. This is the way we are moving towards AI and everything. But in my opinion, you got to have some guardrails available. So not enterprise is too far. Even at your home for your personal use, it will have access to your full computer, to your home network, and maybe if you have some cameras at your home, it can scan everything, so you don't know what's going on. If you don't believe me, tell your agent to run and scan the network of your home. Go give it a try. I'm sure, pretty sure, it will come up with some of those information you might even would not have thought about it. So I'm not running it on my computer at my home at all. I will set up a sandbox environment, completely isolated, and that's, as a security practitioner, I would do it. Yes, I want to try this product out. I want to utilize this. I want to see what are the capability and automation and something available, but not at the cost of my data, my privacy, and all those things. So again, if you don't have to agree with me, but that's the thought process I have. I may be wrong, so you can always leave comment, find some best practices if you have discovered. More than happy to read and share with me. But that being said, none of the industry security framework available for such very powerful agentic AI, what we see in the world of AI, and there will be more to come. But that's my take on this, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye bye.